This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Super Lite Max model 17BH. Okay, and this is just a how-to video, so I'm going to take you around the outside of the trailer and tell you about this Starcraft. So we're still cleaning on here, but we're just going to work around it. Right here at the door side rear, this is the grill rack. You have a griddle that's inside the trailer right now, but it hangs right on here. And also, if you look down here, it has a, if I can get a good picture of it, this is a quick connect here for the LP system. So you get a hose with it too, and you'll connect the griddle to the LP system, and that's where you'll draw your LP from there, from the tanks out front. It has two 30-pound tanks, so it's got a lot of LP on board. Also, you have a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. Now keep in mind, this vent is for the range hood, and you can see there's a baffle right here. If you push on it, it'll click shut. If you pull on it, it'll open up. So you want it to be open and flapping freely when you're venting to the outside. Otherwise, you can keep it shut. But it has to be flapping freely so you can vent to the outside. Otherwise, it'll be restricted. Okay, so let me see what else we have here. This is your hitch. We'll go over the hitch with you when you pick up. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control, so it's a good one. Also, I just wanted to point out that this is pre-wired for a camera, so you can get a backup camera and then two side cameras. One on this side, obviously the one's on the other side. And let me just look and see what brand we have here, if I can read it in this light. Let me look at the other one. Can't quite see it. It's a Furrion, so this takes Furrion brand cameras. Okay, so you have a deep cycle marine battery, two 30-pound LP tanks. You have a power tongue jack with a hitch light. Now, if this tongue jack ever fails, you can pull this plug off the top, and there's a 3/4 inch hex in there, so you can use a crank or a 3/4 inch socket on an electric drill. If you get into trouble, if there's an emergency and it fails, you can always get hitched and unhitched with it. All right. Let me look a little farther here. That's the switch for your front lights. You have a dump hose and a reducer for your power cord. This is your water heater here. Let me see if I can get it open with hand. There we go. So right now this trailer is winterized and the water heater's empty and it's bypassed. So keep in mind that there is antifreeze in the system, and right now your water heater's empty. So this is the drain plug here. It's got an anode rod attached to it. That's an 1 1/16 6-point socket. It screws right into here. So you have to have a 1 1/16 socket, 6-point, and an extension, and then a ratchet or a bar to break it free. So also this works on both gas and electric. The switches are inside. You just can't run this without water in the tank. You always got to remember to put water in your in the hot water tank before you start using it. So when you de-winterize the trailer, make sure you fill up the tank. This is your docking station here. You have your city water hookup right here, right? Most common way to get water to the trailer. But if you look right here, there's a drawing. Right now you're on tank fill. So in this position, it'll fill the fresh water tank. You can use the onboard pump to pump water out of there if you happen to be camping at a campsite that doesn't have plumbing. If you do have plumbing, you're going to go this way, of course, and you just use regular city water. You turn it on and you're all set. This is just a hookup for a sprayer. This is a black tank flush down here. So when you flush it, you open the black tank valve, obviously, and dump your black tank. Then you leave the valve open, hook the hose at the dump station on here, turn it around, and spray out the inside of your tank. So that's a good thing. This is your power cord, of course. It's 30 feet and 30 amps. Emergency, or sometimes called a bike door. These are your valves down here. Okay. Gray is for sink and shower water. Black is toilet water and waste. You have a ladder to get on the roof, which is a good thing because the manufacturer tells us to, or tells you to inspect your roof every 90 days. So make sure you have someone go up there, check the sealant, check the roofing material, make sure nothing was damaged by low branches or road debris, that sort of thing. Make sure there's no way for water to get in. So you're just going to inspect it. Odds are you're going to inspect it for years without having to do anything, but that's why you're inspecting it, just to make sure. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately. That's every 90 days. And there's your backup camera housing there. So like I said, this will accept 3 cameras. Okay, let's see if we can get inside here. I know there was a cleaner in here. Okay, she did not leave the rig. Okay, so let me get some lights here. So these are your lights. This is your control panel here. So your power awning, extend and retract. You see, like so. Never leave it out unattended. So otherwise it'll get damaged by the weather. Your water pump I told you about is right here. So if you're pumping water out of the fresh water tank, you just turn that on. That's also used to winterize the trailer. To light your water heater on gas, like so. To light it on electric, like so. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. And then you can check your battery, your fresh water, your black water, your gray water. Right now everything's empty, but as it fills, it'll graduate up in 1/3 increments. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the black and gray tank, of course. Okay, keys hanging right here. You have a microwave that works like any other microwave. Okay, this is actually a convection. Yes, so this one's a convection microwave, better yet. Now this is the range hood I told you about with a fan and a light. Now, remember what I said about the baffle on the outside. If you're going to vent using the fan, you want that baffle open. This is just your cooktop, and you turn it on and light it with a grill lighter. It's very simple. This is your furnace, and let's see, the thermostat is right here. So you click it all the way to the right to shut it off. It's kind of, so you got to click it back like so, and then it will turn on. Just make sure when you're getting ready to leave and hook up and leave and that sort of thing, you want to make sure it clicks all the way to the right so it doesn't continue to run. Okay. Now this device here is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So you have a regular household type circuit breakers here, and they're labeled, right? That's the AC side, and then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You got 12 volt breaker and fuses there, so, and they're labeled also. So that's where the 12 volt power comes from. Now, as long as you're plugged in, this will sense how much energy your battery needs up front, and it'll keep it charged. So it's also a battery charger slash tender. Of course, when you're pulling it down the road, your towed vehicle's alternator is going to be charging the battery, so it should always be charged up good. So this converts AC to DC power, plus it charges your battery. Okay. And there's a fan in there that'll kick on and off. That's normal. Just a cooling fan. You can barely hear it, but okay. So this is your griddle that I told you about. You can just look in here, see what we got. Yeah. So we'll talk to you about that when you pick up. Your TV is also a radio. It's FM radio. It's got Bluetooth. You have 2 speaker zones. 1 inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So it has a lot of features. It's not just a TV. Always make sure, let me see here, there's a, right here, that, I don't know if you can see it, but it's glowing green. This is the power booster for the digital antenna. There's a button here. You can push it and turn it off, but you always want it on so it's glowing green, or you won't get a good signal from it, okay? Your table drops down onto the cleats here. You can turn this into a bed. You have your bunks, of course. This device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not green, you want to get it serviced. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you you've got a low battery. So it detects carbon monoxide and LP gas. So if that happens, you take everybody outside, shut the gas off at the front, leave the door open, figure out what's going on. If it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. I'll put us through the paces here for you. LP check is good. Carbon monoxide coming up. Okay, and then low battery alert. Then it's back to green. It should always be green. The refrigerator is very simple. It's basically you have on and off. What you're going to use normally is auto electric. So that's what the A in the picture of the plug is. The reason you use automatic is because it always seeks out electricity, and if it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Or let's say you leave early in the morning on a hot day to go adventuring for the day, and soon after you leave the campground power goes out, well, it'll sense that and it'll automatically switch over to gas for you. So that's the best way to run it. You can also run it straight on gas, but auto electric is the way to go. Okay. All right. So you have a fan, run that with the shower. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI plug. All the plugs in the trailer, including the outside, are wired through this one. The toilet is your typical RV toilet. This is the flush pedal here. The black tank is directly below. That pink stuff is antifreeze you're seeing there. You always want to make sure you got chemical and water in the tank, in the black tank below, before you start using it. You can't use it dry, otherwise the smell will be terrible, and also it can get clogged up. So make sure after you hook up at the campground, your water and your power, you're going to put chemical and about a gallon of water in there, and then you're all set, okay, till next time you dump it. Okay? So, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please keep in mind that the manufacturer states that you should inspect the roof every 90 days. And right now, as I stated, this is winterized, so there's antifreeze in the system, the water heater is bypassed and empty. Okay? Thank you very much.